Hello, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and the reason I'm making these videos is to document the journey I take as I become who I am by making small improvements to my life every single day. Today, in this video, I'm gonna talk about what I did today and the small improvements to my life I have made since the last time I made a video. I need to work on that hook. One thing I just will address, if you watched the last one, here's what happened. Since normally I was going to record them on the weekend, but I missed the last 2 days because I did end up drinking after the Friday's video, and that was good. And then what happened is I went for a walk later on at night, and then it turned out to be the convocation. So then there was like people that I recognized from school who were graduating and celebrating, and then the night turned into the weekend, and then the weekend turned into Monday. And I'm glad because there was like 2 months of not drinking and then going back to it. What I learned was a lesson I didn't actually need to learn myself, I think. Obviously no work got done those 2 days. Those were deleted. This morning and all of Sunday, I was feeling very anxious about everything, worried about what was going on, and then going like, okay, yeah, no, so this is the anxiety Sunday scaries that I'm feeling, which really is just my body reacting to the as a counter to the excess amount of barbiturates that had just been blasted with for the previous 48 hours. And so then I'm just thinking, going, okay, so there I actually have tangible things. If I drink the following days, I then feel anxious, which then make me more anxious during the week. And then if I just make a habit of always drinking, then that will put me in a perpetual state of anxiety. And so I should not do that. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Like, I know the rule I want to put myself, I don't like rules, but the rule is I'll drink whenever I want to. I just don't happen to feel like drinking for right now and for an extended period of time. But so that's that. Okay, what else is next? Now, speaking of anxiety and ways to reduce it, I have found that making lists actually helps me figure out where it is that I'm at. And I think anxiety, like, it depends on how you want to define it, but like it's overwhelmed with options. Yes, anxiety is like I have too many options. Depression is I don't have any options, put simply. But then so because I have overwhelmed with options, I have no direction, and therefore I'm paralyzed because like, where the fuck am I? But when I write this down, what it actually kind of does is creates a map for you to perceive the environment you find yourself in more effectively. That way you can navigate. And then you can actually start taking things off one by one. Lists is not a very radical concept, but just if you feel like there's too many things on your plate right now, try writing them down, even if it's a fucking million of them, because there might be just little tiny ones. Like, I have a bunch of little tiny things here that isn't really like honestly 2 emails that I have to send to my like the CFO of the company, just being like, hey, I got a new camera, which I did as a webcam. Like just as an invoice. So it's like, it doesn't actually require any work for me, but it's just a thing that I have to remember, that if it's just in my head of remember-ness, I will not, it's just causing me mental angst. And that's the thing, is there's a cap to the amount of your short-term memory. So that's something that I'm going to start actually trying to actively do. Okay. What else occurred? Here's just another one, again on the topic of anxiety or negative emotion. Is right now, because I'm trying to build the school community, the Become Who You Are group. I haven't built a classroom yet. Over the weekend I was supposed to do stuff, but I didn't, and instead I can only blame myself for that. And I'm gonna rationalize why it's okay, but whatever. But if I go like the long-term vision of it is, I'd like it to be like a community, like a place where someone who would like to build the life they want for themselves can go to get information on how to do so effectively and tools to help them do so, a community of like-minded individuals, and an option to actually get personalized and customized and individualized one-on-one coaching to hold them accountable to achieving those goals. That's what the Become Who You Are vision looks like. If I haven't completed that in 90 days, Or no, is it reasonable for me to believe that such a feat is potentially able to be accomplished in less than 90 days? No. Okay, so if it's unreasonable for me to believe that it could be completed in less than 90 days, when I haven't completed it in less than 90 days, is it reasonable for me to consider myself a failure? No. So then, just go like, remember, if you're trying to build big shit, building big shit well, or like actual good big shit, takes time. So then, as it's taking time, that's recognizing the self that the shit I'm going through right now, which I can't even say is really that much, but just the negative emotion I'm feeling right now as a consequence of living in the discrepancy of where I am and where I'd like to be, and not being where I'd like to be, is part of the process. And so just to accept that as a default, a natural state of the reality I'm in, rather than a fundamental problem with the reality I'm in. That's what it is. Like it's the whole, this is what hard feels like. So then when it's like, oh, fuck, it sucks. It's like, yes, okay, perfect. Then I'm doing it right. Okay. So then if I'm doing it right, I don't have to feel bad for feeling bad, because I'm supposed to feel bad at this stage. And not feel bad, but just experience negative emotion. Because the fact that I'm experiencing negative emotion is not an indication that there is something going wrong. The fact that I'm experiencing negative emotion is a consequence of me seeing a discrepancy between where I am and where I'd like to be. And that negative emotion is actual motivation that I can either avoid or confront. And if I confront it, then I will change the reality from somewhere I currently am and where I'd like to be and get it closer there. Okay, there we go. What else? I guess here's just things I learned, because I had a initial coaching call with somebody, but it wasn't a person that I knew from real life. Even though these two people, like people I work with, even though I've only actually met them through in a virtual setting, whatever. But this was someone that was a subscriber that then joined. So that was a good call there. What was interesting is because in that call, I remember making the pitch of going like, there's like a 6-month program of getting you where you'd like to be kind of idea. And the initial reaction looked like it was like, I don't know about that. And not about the program, but it seemed too much of a time commitment. And then so it was like, oh, okay, cool. So then like, that's not how I presented it for the first two people, but I thought going like, okay, no, it would be better if it was weekly for 6 months. And then when I then restructured of going like, okay, well maybe for the first month it would be weekly meetings, and then we can change that to like bi-weekly or monthly. That was much more interesting. And then so it's like, okay, I learned that 6 months, 6 months weekly meetings seems like a lot of work. So then when I'm presenting the offer, maybe that is too much. And it's like too much pressure. So then instead going like, again, in line with like how to set a goal properly, which is to make it the smallest adjustment you can to your overall life, is that like there's not a lot of change that is involved in that, which actually, hold on. No, because then that's in the $100 million offers book, though. Where's the value equation? Hold on, let me find it immediately. And by immediately, I mean, maybe it's right here. Ooh. Just making sound to hopefully, there you go. The value equation. So dream outcome, you get where you like to be. Perceived likelihood of achievement. This is only going to be, I don't have enough of this right now. That is someone's belief in the brand I am and how many people have I helped before. But then so time delay, I don't think I can do the variables for that, but I can make small little things instead of, if it's like, I would like to be an author, right? It's like, okay, well, can we get you a book in the next 10 minutes? No. But can we get you to write? And then be like, hey, that's more writing than you've done for the past 4 years. Then it's like, I feel like I'm closer to being an author or whatever. And then effort and sacrifice, what do you actually have to change about your life right now? So then it's like going like, well, if the 6-month program of a weekly meeting seems like a lot of effort and sacrifice on the terms of that person, so then is less likely to be accepted. So then if you switch the offer to being, I think that's more what it is. Because I increased the 6 months to weekly because it seemed that was being valued by the other people. But then if the better way of doing it is like it's really intensive at the beginning and then changes depending on the circumstance, that circumstance being changed could be staying at weekly or could be reducing depending on the person that you're talking to. So having that flexibility there, but then again, getting what they are accepting to not a fuck ton, because it will be a lot easier to actually kind of manage. Getting better at actually writing the recap email, so that's good. That is a small improvement or just a small advantage thing that has happened. But then more importantly, a consistent theme is that what is appealing about these videos is the authenticity. I think what the person that I was speaking to said was that one of the said in regards to this was that like I was the realest person that they have seen on YouTube, and by realist, like more like most genuine, like they felt they actually knew me, or I wasn't being a persona in as much as, or a character in as much as I was just being me, which is great because that's what I'm trying to do. So it's like, hey, the thing that I'm trying to do is the thing that you see me as doing. Awesome. But then so it's like, okay, so then just do more authentic stuff. Okay, no. This is more what it is because if I'm trying to build this channel into something or shift the focus, if I'm making changes, and what consistently the theme from people that I've asked this question to is roughly authenticity being a appealing factor, to then if all of a sudden I started making videos that were just like 5 ways of improving your life and not having the personal dimension to it and being a bit more robotic, formulaic, structured, scripted, not so much me feels realness quality to it, then that would alienate the people who like what they actually found appealing. So then to lean into that. Okay, so then just being aware of that is to ensure that that value is maintained, which I guess because a better way of like building a company is to be a value-based company rather than having rules. Like if I'm like values, I'm going like rigorous authenticity, lead with the truth. I think those are 2 good values. Figure out what the values is something I also need to do. But that's all I have to talk about for the small improvements I have made to my life today. What I'm going to do right now is go for a walk. That's something that I actually have to do. And then empty my car full of a bunch of stuff. There's a line I could add to videos. I'll check some things off this list and then create a new one. Yeah, just because, oh fuck, because hold on. I'm starting to panic that I threw out my brainstorm notes for the okay, so I believe I threw out the brainstorm notes I had for the course. Yes, I fucking did. Okay, so finding a better place to put those or just going trash hopping. Yes, I will be digging through the, well, they should be just paper. Okay, well, if you made it this far to the video, I appreciate you watching. Clementine Club, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video as always. And remember to believe in yourself because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. I'll talk to you later. Even if it means I've just gone dumpster diving. Where are my kittens? They're not there.